Here's something else I'm worried about, and I'm glad we've got Tebogo Letsie, who's the chairperson of the Portfolio Committee on Higher Education, in studio with us. The decision that the Higher Education Minister has taken, and I'm worried about it on two fronts, which I want to address with the chair of the Portfolio Committee on Higher Education. Tebogo, thank you for coming to studio. Good morning.
Good morning, Clement, to yourself. Good morning to the listeners, and thanks for having us.
So the first issue, I spoke to two CEOs of the SETAs that the Minister of Higher Education has placed under administration, and one of the things they are concerned about is that he didn't follow the right process. They explained, Mr. Shezi explained, one of the CEOs, what process normally needs to be followed before you place a SETA under administration. As the Committee on Higher Education, how do you assess that? Were you told about this decision, and was the law and the process followed?
No, thank you very much, Clement. The minister wrote to me on the 19th of August, 2025, in the morning, indicating that he has decided to put the 3 SETAs under administration. And the reasons, and I want to quote what he wrote to me so that we're not quoted out of context. So he says, the intervention follows serious and entrenched governance and administrative failures in these entities, including procurement irregularities, lapse in oversight, and instability in their governance structures, which pose the risk to their ability to fulfill their statutory mandate. Then he goes further to indicate who he has appointed as administrators and the mandate of those administrators. On the same day, I wrote to him indicating that we've taken note of his decision, but can he please clarify? And in my letter, I'm asking him to give us a sense of the process that he has followed so that when you guys, on behalf of South Africans, ask us questions, we're able to respond to you guys factually and without thinking what the minister was thinking, because that would have meant now we were venturing on becoming prophets. So I wrote to him on the same day and I said, please clarify which process do you follow, and all this governance collapse and all of that relates to which SETA. So write to us, indicate construction SETA, these are the reasons, LG SETA, these are the reasons, services SETA, these are the reasons. On Saturday, the 23rd, in the evening, I then saw an email which was dated the 22nd, which was a day before. In the letter, literally, the minister said to us he has subjected this process to a public service commission, and he's willing to come and explain. I wrote to him yesterday again, indicating that subjecting this thing to the Public Service Commission is all well and good. But the constitution of this country, Section 55, mandates him to account to us as the Portfolio Committee. Section 92, subsection 2 of the Constitution instructs him as a member of cabinet to subject himself to public scrutiny through the Portfolio Committee. So I then wrote to him and I said, please respond. I hear you have subjected the vetting part and all of that to the Public Service Commission, but you are still required to respond to the Portfolio Committee. Here are the questions that I still want you to respond. He has not. I've given him till tomorrow to respond to those particular questions. So we don't know what was the process he followed. That's why we've asked. We don't know whether he has vetted these people or he knew about.
I'll get to the people in a moment. I mean, also, do you remember the last time you were here?
Yes.
You and I had a conversation, and then what happened like a few hours later? Do you remember what happened?
No, when I was here, later on when I landed actually in Cape Town, I realized when I opened my phone, I realized that the president had decided
to fire the higher education minister.
Yes, and
part of that reason is because she just didn't want to present herself to be accountable to Parliament, and she couldn't even explain some of the decisions that she had taken, and it appears like the minister is struggling to explain. So let's start first. What the National Skills Development Act is very clear about what you have to do before you place any SETA under administration. You have to write to the SETA that is concerned. You have to raise concerns. After the response, you issue instructions on what to do. If you fail, if maybe they fail, then Section 15 kicks in. You can place that SETA under administration. If there's any financial mismanagement or they fail to discharge their responsibility, if the boards are not representative of constituent sectors. But the SETAs that are placed under administration, well, at least the ones I spoke to yesterday, they're saying the minister hasn't even written to them. Like, there's no email or meeting that happened where the minister raised any sort of concern about these specific SETAs. So already the minister has not followed the process.
Yeah, they've written to me as well. They've indicated that their intention to challenge this process or the decision of the minister through other means, because that process did not happen. That is why I've written to the minister to explain, so that at least we're on the same page. I also heard that when I was coming here, you said that the DG
was asked by the SETA CEOs that what are the reasons, and he doesn't know. He said, well, it's the minister's decision.
Yeah, that is very strange, because if you look at Section 15, subsection 1, it says that after consulting with the NSA, the Director General or the Minister may direct the Director General to appoint this administrator. So if he doesn't know, then it gives us a little bit of a problem. But you'll remember even in the previous time, the DG would have said he's not aware of all of these things. And at the later stage, it came out that, the DG, people in the DG's office knew, but he says he did not know.
He didn't know about it.
So this really does not smell good.
I'm looking forward to when the minister will respond to your email. You said you've given him until what, tomorrow? Tomorrow. Yes. Let's see how he explains this process. And I hope he's not going to say to you that, oh, the matter is now under the Public Service Commission. That's a separate process. He's still accountable to Parliament. He must explain why he took this decision without following as required by the Skills Development Act. Number 2, he has appointed these administrators to these SETAs. Now there are questions that have been raised by the EFF and the DA. These people have questionable background. Now the minister says to the Public Service Commission, oh, please can you come and do background checks and vetting on these people? Is that what's supposed to happen? Ministers just appoint administrators without doing background checks, and then they do background checks after the fact when people have already started their work?
No. So we have departments for a reason. The Department of Higher Education and Training should have probably shortlisted a number of people and said, Minister, these are the people that we believe if we put this particular SETA, let's say construction SETA, under administration, these are the 4 people who must look at, and these are their CVs, and this is the work that we have done on them. So the Department of Higher Education and Training should have done that particular thing. So when we meet with the minister, I think we will try and uncover what was the process there, because we have departments for a reason. We have a Director General, we have DDGs, or Deputy Director Generals, we have Assistant Director Generals for a reason. These people have got jobs to do. And if they did not do their jobs in this particular instance, then we're going to have a problem, because we can't. The South Africans can't continue to pay people salaries, and they are not doing their jobs in the offices. So there is a process that was supposed to have happened. We will find out from in our engagement with the ministry what was that process, and if it was processed properly. And if not, what will be the consequence for management? Because it can't be business as usual. This is not the first time this thing is happening. It's as if now higher education and training is just about SETAs and being on media for wrong reasons.
And putting up comrades in positions. It's going to begin to look like that now. Such a critical institution like higher education.
Yeah, but we don't have comrades. I think this one I must clarify. I mean, I've never come across, I've been in the ANC for a long time, I've never come across the name of Upangwana as a comrade somewhere. I've never come across the name of Zugile Mvalo as a comrade somewhere. I've only come across a long time ago Letlogono Masoga as a provincial secretary of the Youth League. Long
He was also
time ago.
MEC in Limpopo.
Yes, but
Isn't
he was
that a
still in the
comrade?
Youth League. He was
an ANC person.
yes.
That's what I mean by comrade.
Yeah, but you are talking about one person in three, and the generalization is not looking good. But also,
What about Nkwana? He was
what?
Was Nkwana not in the ANC?
I don't know. I've never seen him in the ANC.
So how could you say conclusively that that's not a comrade?
No, I've listened to the accusations, or the people even who are making these accusations. The DA, for an example, they look at every name here and then they just throw it and say comrades. They've never proven that this person.
Now I'm saying Masoga is the ANC.
Yeah.
Do we agree on that?
Masoga used to be the provincial secretary of the Youth League.
Yes. So he was with Buti Manamela, was he not?
No, I think he was the provincial secretary when Julius was president. So are we saying
that they were comrades in the ANC?
Julius was the president of the Youth League, his ANC today is not. So you don't know whether people have moved and all of that. So we can't make those.
But the last information we have of this man was he was in the ANC. In fact, he was MEC under an ANC administration.
Yes.
Nkwana was the former manager at the Mfuleni local municipality.
Yeah.
He was in the ANC.
No,
I don't know. Well, that's the information I've gotten from people who are in that part of the metro. So I don't know of him as a DA or EFF. I don't know that unless it's changed. Maybe he can share that with us. I've tried to bring him on the show. He doesn't want to come. So when you get information, maybe that contradicts that, let me know. If he's joined the EFF, please, I'd love to know. Or maybe the MK party. My understanding is he's still in the ANC.
Yeah, well, I don't know whether he was ever in the ANC. He was a municipal manager in the Mfuleni, but I don't know him as a member of the ANC, I must confess.
Yeah. Okay. Tebogo Letsie, thank you so much for speaking to us. We'll keep a close eye on this story. We'll find out if the minister does respond tomorrow, explaining the process, and also on the 12th of September.
Yeah, we have applied for the 12th of September, and we're hoping that the chair of chairs will give us that day, and then we will continue to give feedback to the people of South Africa where we account.
Okay.
So as soon as we get that approval, we will communicate.
Thanks for making time for us.
Thank you very much.